How did that one kid in your high school die? Slipped while hiking on an outdoor education trip and was impaled by the cut stump of a yearling tree. He bled out before they could get him medevaced. Our school planted a tree on campus to honor him. Seriously. Yikes, that's in strikingly poor taste. It's still there. It's a pretty big tree now. This was 22 years ago. He climbed a power pole and touched a high voltage wire. He had so much makeup on in his coffin he was barely recognizable. To clarify, this happened long ago. As I remember it, he was a big fan of the old animated series Spider-Man. At the time, as I remember, there was some talk that he wanted to be like the villain Electro and saw this as his way to it, but nobody really knows. You think he would be recognizable without the makeup? It was to the point he looked like a store mannequin, should have been just a closed casket. It was a really good friend, a sweet guy, very smart. During his summer job, he slumped over the cash register with no warning. By the time they got him to the hospital he was dead. Brain aneurysm. Incredibly tragic. Really made me think about how short life really is. I survived a brain aneurysm when I was 18, but I often think about how close it was. Really changes your relationship with mortality. He and his brother were riding jet skis. His brother jumped a wave and landed on him, cut his head in half. He was dead before the jet ski stopped moving. The day after the funeral, his brother disappeared. Edit because this blew up. This happened 25 years ago and now I live 2,000 miles away from where it happened. When I say the older brother disappeared, I mean he wasn't there the next morning. I don't know where he went or what happened. He was considered a missing person last time I checked. I can't find him on Google or Facebook, so I assume he's still missing. Without revealing too much personal information, it happened in one of the southern states, in a lake. I found out about his brother disappearing because my parents were or are friendly with the local police department, so they got all the good gossip. One of my teachers told me about 2 kids that died during the same year, like 5 years before I went to high school. Unpopular kid killed himself due to bullying and problems in his personal life, but only a few people were upset and school continued as normal. A month or so later, a popular guy was drunk and drove his car into oncoming traffic. Killed him and the person in the other car. They made an announcement, had a memorial and brought in extra counselors to deal with how many people were losing their shit. Everyone talk about how unfair it was that popular guy had so much potential but didn't give a shit about unpopular guy. Super fucked up. Genuinely almost the same exact situation with one of my aunt's friends from high school. He jumped in front of a train and nobody cared, nobody in the school mourned for him really. But then a popular girl shot herself and suddenly there was a whole foundation named after her, yearly marathons, everyone wearing ribbons, and billboards everywhere for her. It has forever made me so extremely angry. First 2, they were on their way to see their mother at the hospital who just gave birth to twin girls. They were hit by a drunk driver who was on his 3rd DUI. The car caught fire, they were trapped in the backseat. The girls didn't survive. Just horrible. Their mom gives birth to 2 baby girls and loses her older 2 girls in one day. Heartbreaking. 3rd one was our freshman year. She was shot in the head by our other friend Brandy, who found her dad's shotgun, didn't think it was loaded, put it to Melissa's head and pulled the trigger. Just curious about what happened to Brandy afterwards. Is she okay? Brandy was never the same, she never came back to school. I ran into her years later, she had been married and divorced, and had just gotten out of rehab. It was so sad. It was a total accident. Nobody died in school. 1 year later, 8 dead. 4 in a car wreck, 1 murdered, 1 cancer, the other I don't know. But a pretty odd statistic. Sounds like my senior year. 1 died by dumb fuckery. Throwing gas into a fire and he exploded. His parents still milk his death for money to this day a decade later. 2 were murdered in a drive-by. 20 died of drunk driving. 10 of which were in 1 car. 5 went missing. Edit. I won't say the city because the incidents are easily traceable to my school district and that's basically doxing myself. Yes, it's in America. Yes, it's in the South, but some context. 2 I later found out were sold by their mother to some cartel. 1 went missing after being graped by another student. The student who committed the act went missing, though I'm fairly sure her brother got revenge. No one bothered to look for him after. 1 that went missing was found safe a few years later. His mother forced him into labor with the cartel as well, but he broke out and does construction now. He's actually a really nice guy, he just had a shitty upbringing. The year after we graduated, over 20% died, mostly to drunk driving and drugs. It was a class of around 500. Flagpole snapped and fell on a girl. At school? Was it a giant car wash one? This is tragic, but the details intrigue me. Yes, at school. High wind snapped the hole in half and it landed on a 12-year-old. This reminds me of something that happened at the school my mom was a secretary at. A lunch table freakishly fell out of the wall and killed an elementary school kiddo. I think he was 8? Donnie was a sickly kid with a congenital heart condition. Very frail in appearance and soft-spoken. Friendly with everyone and liked by most. Fell over dead with a heart attack at school. One of the coaches did CPR until paramedics arrived but didn't survive. We had a healthy, all-around average kid whose heart stopped at American football practice. School responded by putting an AED in the lobby, a 10-minute round-trip run from the field. One AED for 2,000 plus students, nowhere near the athletics facilities. Accidentally shot himself while cleaning his hunting rifle. Thought it was at first, but they searched his phone and he was searching up how to clean it. Was this in Ohio? Almost the same exact thing happened to a school near me. Nah, Canada. 2 seniors were walking down the train tracks. They heard and saw a train coming, so moved over to the other tracks and kept walking. What they didn't know is that another train was also coming behind them. They just figured the sound was from the one they could see coming at them on the other tracks. Hit them both from behind, killing them instantly. Same thing happened to this one guy from out town. He was bullied into leaving a party, then got smoked by a train while wearing headphones. Sad last day. A girl was murdered while wandering outside of school at lunchtime. I don't understand people who do that. Like, not even grape or rob her? Just randomly see a stranger and immediately want them dead? Why? From what I understand, he tried to SA her but she fought him off, and he robbed her post-mortem. They caught him within 48 hours because he was trying to sell her phone and allowed it to be tracked. This happened in England. I would give the name out, but I'm not sure if people close to the victim would like that. Climbed a mountain outside of town with friends. Stood on a huge rock. It shifted and flipped over, he landed underneath it, and it crushed him. The little sister of a girl I went to primary school with was playing on a pile of logs that had been cut down in the forest. The pile collapsed and crushed her. Her whole family was there. It must have seemed stable, so they let the kids climb on them. It was over 30 years ago and I still think of her when I see log piles. That reminds me of another one. A girl in my sophomore class was riding a horse on her family's ranch with her little elementary school-aged sister sitting with her in front of the saddle. A rattlesnake spooked the horse, and it threw both of them. Her little sister died instantly of a broken neck, and the older girl had to carry her dead sister back to the house. Got her head chopped off while floating in the lake by a drunk jet ski driver. We got the next day off from school to mourn. A less popular girl was killed by a drunk boater the following week and no day off was issued. Jesus, what state was this? Arizona. It happened on Lake Mojave. California boaters come here and abuse our waterways every summer and drink and boat too often. She asphyxiated from an unnatural position while her family was out of town. Rumor was drugs/drinking and she passed out. Her parents adamantly denied this and eventually posted her autopsy results to Facebook to stop the lies. Teenagers are mean. Poor girl fell asleep on her couch and suffocated herself in a freak accident. There was definitely more to that, and it's unfortunate the family will never get the answer. She must have had an underlying health disorder because your body is supposed to wake you up. That's crazy and sad. I'm choosing your comment to reply to. But to all the similar comments, yes guys, I'm sure there was more to it. All I know was the report laid rest to the rumors that it was not. It was not substances, and it was not foul play. Positional asphyxia was the cause of death. I have tried Googling for the last hour and I can't find anything. This was 2007, so I don't think I'll be able to find much. Sorry guys. Last thoughts, I always thought maybe she was wedged into a reclined couch. That is just the only thing I could logically conclude. She was 15 and barely 5 feet tall. She played softball and was a great student. If she had health issues, those didn't get discussed amongst the rumor mill. Reading these comments, I am almost convinced it was sleep apnea, a thing I wasn't even aware of at that age. I don't want to speculate further, her family doesn't deserve that. I do truly hope they got their answers at the time. Hitched a ride to her after-school job. Raped, beaten, murdered, left in a cornfield. Was the murderer caught? Did she know them? Yeah. They caught him, he confessed. Supposedly he was already charged with other grapes. Been on death row since. And why was he free if they knew he was a grapist? I don't recall all the particulars. The case is very old, by Reddit standards. To be fair, looking things back up made me angry and sad. Dude had some clear mental issues. While grape was serious back then too, we still don't lock people up based on allegations. Probably in legal limbo and decided to use some his remaining free time to celebrate. Brain amoeba, went swimming in a very popular lake here in Central Florida. Apparently the water was too warm. When he went in for a swim, water got in his nose and the amoeba got in his brain. Was gone within a week. 6th grade. Rest in peace, JB. Oviedo, Florida. My childhood hairdresser died this way, from dipping her head underwater in a hot spring. It's called negleria. It goes up to your brain through the sinuses. It's unknown why some people get sick while others don't, but I learned never ever put your head underwater in warm fresh water. The disease is very rare, but there is no cure. Kid I went to private school with, he was trying to get stronger for football and was using his dad's bench set that was one of those ones where the bar is locked in place and only goes up and down. He was only in 7th grade and tried to bench 220, I believe. His dad had it set to his weight he trained at and was a construction worker. Worst part about it was his grandfather was actually there and witnessed it but was too weak to lift it off his neck. Horrible situation all around, and I never really thought about how ducked it is as an adult until typing this out. Rest in peace, Elijah. I knew him. I recognized the story before you even said his name. It was a rough time for that school. They lost a kid to heart issues not long after. Then a few years later was the football player that shot himself that had also gone to school there. She killed herself. She was only in 7th grade, it was my senior year. She was a very sweet girl. She had slowly cleaned her locker out every day so her mom wouldn't have to. God, 7th grade. That hits me harder than most of them in this thread. That's so fucking young. Yes, it is awful. She went to school that day, left on the bus to watch the senior girls basketball team at regionals, came home and shot herself. It's a very small school, most of us were related or just grew up together. The kids who did come to school the next day just literally did whatever we wanted. Everyone was too upset to do anything but sit there. He died trying to save his drowning younger sister. It was the day of her birthday. I don't want to be insensitive with this, but did he save her? Yes, he saved her. We were the same grade but different sections. I'm not close to him since I was just a transferee that year. My only interaction with him that I remember was when we were both chosen by our sections for the poster making competition. We talked briefly at that time. He was quite popular in our school. He studied there since kindergarten till 7th grade, the time he passed. He was a really nice guy, smart, dark, tall and quite handsome. Consistent honor student and genuinely friends with everyone. The day his passing was announced in the school assembly and the school held a prayer for him, Catholic school. Did we know the same kid? This is also my answer, although I'm not sure if it was her birthday. He saved her but he drowned. It was terrible. This happened in the Philippines. Ah, different kid. They were both so brave. Two guys playing chicken. One on a dirt bike, one of a four-wheeler. They both died, but the girl on the back of the four-wheeler lived. Pretty sure she survived at least one if not two other events that were fatal for others. One died during heart surgery, another while riding in a car that got ran off the road by a semi. After high school, a girl got involved with a guy 30 years older than her and he shot her before shooting himself because his wife found out. That last guy was a coward. Absolutely. We weren't friends but we graduated together. She was a really nice girl. According to mutual friends, it was the classic story of how the rich guy was going to leave his wife for her, but then the wife found out and there was a big commotion about money and their kids. The night the shooting happened, the girl went over to break up with him but instead he shot her. Him and another guy we went to school with burglarized a house and got into a fight about what stuff was whose, and the other guy shot and killed him. Then took him to his granny's house where he lived and hid him under a pile of laundry. Granny obviously finds the body and reports it to the cops. He was the big swinging dick of high school and was used to mouthing off to anyone because everyone would back down. Then he mouthed off to the wrong person at a party and got shot. Dead at 18. Edit: I feel really bad for getting upvoted for telling the story about how a classmate died. This was a person, not just a comment. Not high school, but the town I'm in had one of these recently, actually next door to my place. Guy was late 20s but still banging, always posting shit talk on Facebook and stuff. On Thursday he shared his location and said come get me, and within an hour he was dead. A few guys I hang out with work and community outreach knew him and said it was really a matter of time. From some of the stories I'm amazed he lived. A. At all. B. Out of prison till late 20s. Bro was diagnosed with leukemia during our vacation. He died a few weeks after we got back to school. He was 1 year below me, I never talked to him, I just knew who he was. It was a weird day. Everyone was arriving to school and suddenly everyone from his class started to cry. News spread. We only had half of classes and was sent home. Small town, around 5,000. Right before graduation we had a girl classmate that overdosed herself on pills, and then shot herself in the head while sitting on the train track in which her car was hit by a train. Did not die. None of us ever saw her again, but years down the road I had heard that she pretty much fully recovered. When it's not your time, it's not your time. How the frick is that possible? Also, how long was she in the hospital? I have no idea the details. As I stated, we were in a small Texas town. I don't know if what they had could have been called a hospital. She was taken over 100 miles away to Dallas-Fort Worth. It was a year or so later when I ran into someone. They told me she had pretty much fully recovered. That was over 30 years ago. Being old and wise now, I kinda wondered if she was being abused or something like that. I mean, that's some pretty serious measures to escape life. Holy Mother of God, and here I thought it was insane that a kid I went to elementary school with survived his accident. He wasn't allowed a key to the house, it was cold, so he tried to start a fire to keep warm until his mother got home from work. He thought the fire wasn't catching, so he got some gasoline and poured it into the materials he was trying to burn. Well, turns out he did start a fire, it was just smoldering. It blazed up when he poured the gas on it, and it went right up the gasoline pouring onto the fire, and the gas tank exploded, dousing him in burning gasoline. A neighbor heard his screams and drove over to see what was happening and found him completely on fire, and obviously he'd been burning quite a while since she had time to get in the car and drive over. She managed to put him out and saved his life. He had third-degree burns to 60% of his body if I recall correctly, second-degree burns to the rest. That poor girl though. If she tried that many things at once, she must have been really suffering and desperate to end it all. I hope she's okay now.